Good evening, Commissioner Castillo.
Here.
Vice Mayor Good.
Here.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Here.
Commissioner Seifel.
I'm here.
Mayor Ordus.
Yes.
City Manager Dodge.
Here.
City Attorney Gorin.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. City Attorney, we're going to open up a public hearing, PH1, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And for the record, this is a public hearing referenced in the agenda, both online and in the hard copy, as public hearing number 1. The purpose of this public hearing is to receive public comment on the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report known as the CAPER, C-A-P-E-R, for fiscal year 2020. And it's a motion as follows. A motion to adopt proposed resolution number 2021-R58, which is a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, approving the Program Year 2020 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report, again, the CAPER, for Community Development Block Grant Programs, providing for recordation, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date, and for the record, providing for a public hearing, Mayor and Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, City Attorney. Any public would like to comment on CAPER? Anybody want to eat in capers? We have capers, you know, sometimes. All right, all right, hearing none, we'll close that part of our meeting. And City Clerk, call the roll for our regular commission meeting.
Commissioner Castillo.
Here.
Vice Mayor Good.
Present.
Commissioner Schwartz.
Here.
Commissioner Seifel.
I'm here.
Mayor Ordus.
Here.
City Manager Dodge.
Here.
City Attorney Gorin.
I'm here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please all join me in pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you all. All right, the Commission Auditor, are you here?
Why?
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Just have to push that mic. Identify yourself, please. There you go.
Hello? Yes.
Hello.
Good evening. My name is Eddie Castaneda. I'm a audit manager for the City Commission's office, and I'm here to present the fiscal year 2022 audit plan. I had a presentation. I'm not sure if...
Okay, we'll put a presentation, Commissioner Auditor.
Oh, here. Perfect. Thank you. Just a brief overview of our role as the Commission Auditor. We serve the Commission. We answer to U5, and you direct us on what projects we decide to do throughout any given year. This audit plan was presented through various factors with various inputs of previous projects as well as your input. And we're here today to discuss these projects. If you wish to change or amend or remove or add, this is what this process here is for. Just a brief overview, we've, since inception of the Commission Auditor's Office, we've issued over 70 reports since 2012. With over 250 total recommendations made within those reports. Of those 250, approximately over 190 have been implemented and resolved, resulting in an 84% resolution rate. Just some brief highlights of how we come up with the plan and identify the projects is we review the city's budget, the financial statements. We do inquiries with city management, as well as just our overall background as governmental auditors within the state. A couple key things that we take into account are any changes in financial accounting and reporting that may occur, the economic conditions surrounding Florida and municipalities, as well as any changes in laws or regulations, any areas that we feel are susceptible to fraud or abuse, also any transaction complexity that the city may have, as well as any employee pressures or incentives, and also we take into account the last time any particular controls were evaluated. So the projects identified, you have been presented to our actual internal audit plan, which highlights these areas here, and I'll open it up now to any just questions that the Commission may have. Any questions? Commissioner Schwartz?
Thank you. Commissioner Auditor, thank you so much. If we can go to the budget breakdown dollar breakdown?
I don't have that here.
Okay, City Clerk, if you could pull up the backup item 1 and put it up on the screen. I think it's the second to last page. So while I have it up on my screen there's a breakdown of the all the components. We have the general agenda review is 50,000, which we would expect. The auditor reports at 5,000, which we approved. Then there's a breakdown for the IT technology and review. That has $20,000 attached to it. Take-home cars is 20,000. City rental space is 20,000. Grant compliance is 20,000. Then it's 19.5 for charter school, 15.5 for code compliance, and 17.5 for general insurance review. That's on the last page, City Clerk, the backup. The reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is really about prioritizing which order. I know we have our ERP system going into play, and if you look at the some of the information in the backup, I think the ERP should resolve some of these issues, but it may be a little bit too soon for the Commission Auditor to fully vet the process, because there's certainly going to be a learning curve, I think, of staff. I think there's going to be a learning curve, just the program in general from the public. So code compliance is something I'd like to see have a little bit more priority than IT right now. I'm comfortable with the way that our IT has been executing. I don't anticipate much of anything with respect to need for, other than they're doing a great job. City rental space has certainly been an area that we've seen a lot of lost revenue opportunity. I can think of at least one structure that hasn't been utilized in quite some time. I see certain facilities kind of going half in, half out, and certainly COVID was no help. We also see buildings that we used to rent are no longer even available for rent, not because they're in disrepair, but because they've just been moved on for other use. City rental space is clearly something that's a revenue generator, and I'd like to see have the auditor take just a little bit more of a look on that. The investment committee, certainly we know the members of the investment committee. We get the reports from the investment committee, the minutes and whatnot. Certainly we can have those conversations. I don't know if there is, and certainly we have our finance director who can give us a direct report. I think we may want to, if we're going to spend some time, we need to focus on the stuff that's going to generate some revenue. And certainly the asset management of the charter schools, certainly there's, I think the ERP system again is going to be a little bit helpful there. So those just based on my review of the item ahead of tonight's meeting is kind of where I'd like to see the auditor just shift priority just a little bit. Not to say that I want to see it all done. Just a matter of what's going to go first. For the end of the year, and as they do come forward, as we all know, they'll be presented on a commission agenda that the public can weigh in on much sooner than later. So if there's a need to go back and fish a little bit more, so be it. The one thing I will say that when it comes to take-home cars, I'm just curious as to why we're only going to look at a one-year look back. Why it's just 2020, 2021, where the benefit is there. And certainly, when it comes to take-home cars, going back to the IT side, we know that some vehicles are being retrofitted for GPS, but not all city cars are being retrofitted for GPS. And there is technology like AirTags from Apple and things like that that's pretty, it doesn't cost that much to do. So if there's one thing that I would say to the Commission Auditor, take a look at some technology that would be very, very low cost, that we can have a better sense of where our inventory is. That would include things like landscaping trucks and, things that we have to buy because they've been depreciated out or no longer running, that sort of thing. So, thank you, Mayor.
All right, further discussion?
Yes,
All right,
Mr. Mayor?
Vice Mayor, you have a discussion?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
I find all these items here important, and I appreciate our consultant for doing the services that they've done. And my concern is probably to be addressed at a later time, maybe a little bit more prepared for a presentation to my colleagues. But again, one of the things that this city has a large number of contracts that are rather large contracts. And, we just recently had one of our contractors audited, and it was nice. It was good because, even they admitted it was good for them to have to go through that process because they identified some weaknesses within their own processes that were that were tweaked, and it provided a value back to our community. So I'd like for us to, think about also expanding, I'm not saying replace, but actually to expand their services a little bit more. And maybe that's, during a budget conversation, but to allow at least some of these larger contracts to be a little bit more on a periodic basis of being audited to ensure that, everybody's doing the best that they can. I'm assuming the intentions are good, but sometimes, when we have professionals that go in there and do deep dives and they're able to identify some weaknesses in processes and protocols and things of that nature, they can identify savings and or maybe opportunity for revenue enhancement. So that's my comment, Mr. Mayor, so I appreciate that.
Thank you. I just want to say congratulations to our Commission Auditor. Whenever there's a slight problem in our city, the Commission Auditor is right on top of it. And when we call them, they answer right away. To the Auditor, Commission Auditor as well.
Mayor?
Thank you.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Good job, good job. I would just like to, I know that you always, one of the items here is giving us a follow-up report on our prior year reports.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read that, each time that you've provided that to us. I would just like for you to really pay a lot of attention to that, because if we're not doing it, we should be doing it. Whatever, and that goes right along with even the contracts, of looking at contracts. Is everybody in compliance with what they've agreed to in those contracts? And we have found that from time to time that maybe not an intentional, but it happened, and it does need to be brought, forward and, as Vice Mayor said, tweaked somehow, but we have to know before we can, go forward with it. So
as you prepare to present us with an audit plan?
Like I said during the presentation, a couple of things, changing financial and accounting reporting that may affect the city, changing economic conditions, any changes in Florida statutes or laws, and also the evaluation of the last time any particular area was looked at. We'll take that into account as well.
So it's fair to say that, these items are not sort of picked out of a hat. These are intentionally selected items based on your analysis of what the risks are for us. But it is, in fact, limited by the budget that you're provided, because you can't look at everything that you'd like to look at, because there is a certain budget. And I'm heartened to see that there's an interest in looking at more services from your area. In particular, the investment committee, there are hundreds of millions of dollars involved in that. So the fact that we're going in there to take a look at what these pension funds and how they're being managed and so forth and so on, that's a healthy thing to do. But there are other interests that this dais and these commissioners have, and I do agree with the city manager that the time to have that discussion is as we approach the budget. But between now and then, if there are certain specific things that the folks want to take a look at, we do have this $20,000 that we can identify. We don't have any specific assignments to you. Did you spend the whole 20 last year?
It depends on the year when we do have.
Or do you like roll it over and sort of like equal out?
Last year, I believe there wasn't a budgeted designated projects just due to COVID. We had to, do a catch up on all the previous projects. We typically do build that in, and it just depends on how the projects shake out. I would like to remind the commission that this plan is by no way final. It is fluid throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Should the commission wish to leave out a project, free up some budget to address another area, we're more than happy to do that. This is your audit plan. We are just coming up with some suggestions. And then your particular question, yes, it just wouldn't get billed for that year. So, for example, if we budgeted for $20,000 and the total budget for the year was $250, but there was no commission designated projects, we would only bill the city the $230.
Well, I mean, I think it's a conversation worth having, and I'm glad that we finally debunked the myth that we were limited to a certain amount of money, which was never true, and that we're now in a point where we're actually looking at this in a more enlightened way. And so I'm looking forward to it, and I agree with the comment that contracts should be a set sort of component in this. We have to buy that in our audit plan, but there should be a look at least one or two of the contracts, the long-term contracts. I would think every year that would be a healthy review. So thank you very much. I like the work that you do, and I like your plan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Shawanda Burnett's here, I see. Come on forward, now come down.
Coming down, I'll state my name and my address.
We had a microphone, because of phone problems, we won't have that.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, it's maybe we have a portable mic.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, how are you? It's a beautiful place to be. I'm glad I came down. So I want to say good evening to the commission, to the staff, and to the residents. My name is Shawanda Barnett, and I'm your ambassador from the Florida League of Cities. The league is headquartered at 301 South Bruno Street in Tallahassee, but I work out of our Orlando office. And for those who are listening in that may be unfamiliar with the league, the Florida League of Cities has been the voice of city government since 1922. We're getting ready to celebrate our 100-year anniversary in January of 2022, and we hope that you'll be celebrating with us. Our goal is to serve the needs of the cities by providing city officials and staff with advocacy, training, and expertise, and by standing up for the rights of governments closest to the people, governments like the beautiful city of Pembroke Pines. Now, I want to thank the city for being a faithful member of the league, but I want to especially say that I know that Mayor Frank Orders has been very active and influential in the league. You have been known as a legend at the league. From the time I started, your name was one of the first names that I ever learned, and I want to say that we are so grateful for your participation. Now, tonight I get the honor of being able to honor you for 25 years of service, and so I want to first pin you with your 25 years of service. And then, you're welcome. And then I want to tell you a little bit about the award that he is getting tonight. The John Land Years of Service Award was named in honor of Apopka Mayor John Land, who served his city for more than 60 years, and it honors elected municipal officials for their extensive years of dedicated public service. The award focuses on the city, towns, or village elected members who have reached 20 to 50 years of service. We haven't had anybody reach 60 yet. At this time, I'm going to read the words of the resolution. Whereas America's municipal governments have long relied upon the unselfish leadership of their citizens for local self-government, and Florida's municipal governments share the time-honored role as the level of government closest to the people, and whereas this reliance places extraordinary responsibilities upon citizen legislators, municipal elected officials who make significant sacrifices of their time and energies on behalf of their citizens, often for little to no compensation, making this a true labor of love. And whereas municipal leaders strive for excellence in the governance of their cities, towns, or villages, and commit themselves to providing quality services, governing effectively, and working to improve the quality of life. And whereas the League has named its Years of Service recognition in honor of John Land, the mayor of Apopka between the years of 1949 and 2014, a leader whose dedication is unsurpassed at the national and state levels, and who modeled the way for decades of municipal leaders. And whereas several terms in office is a high compliment that voters give to an official. And with these years of experience comes a strengthening of wisdom, discernment, and strong leadership skills that bring tremendous value to the municipal governments of Florida. Whereas Mayor Ordus has held office in the city of Pembroke Pines for 25 years and is recognized for this achievement, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Directors of the Florida League of Cities Incorporated that Mayor Frank Ordus is commended for his dedication to the city of Pembroke Pines and is hereby recognized as an outstanding public servant in the state of Florida.
Thank you so much. Thank you. There we go. Thank you so much.
All right, so 1, 2, and 3. We'll get a close up on the board for you. And perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Charlotte. Thank you so much for your kind words. Seems just like yesterday. People will laugh about that. But again, thank you for this great award. And I have just done this with my heart and my soul, and it really is self-satisfying to me and my wife for the time we put in and what we do, especially with the Florida League. So thank you. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So thank you so much.
Mayor?
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you. Mayor? Mayor?
Commissioner?
Mayor?
Commissioner?
First off, I'd like to say a couple things. As the city's representative, along with the mayor, to the Florida League of Cities, I will tell you that when you go to an FLOC event, a conference, what have you, it doesn't matter what room you're in, what meeting you're in, what area you're in, you're going to hear, oh, Mayor Frank Ordus. Well, actually, he's just called Mayor Frank. And I had the opportunity to meet Mayor John Land a number of years ago, and I will have to tell you, when you say a first-class operation, that was him. That was absolutely him. And so the fact, Mayor, that they have now created this Mayor John Land Years of Service Award is really outstanding. It really is outstanding. But Mayor, the fact that you're getting it, our own mayor now is getting it, I think that's pretty cool. And what I think that it shows is you have the same dedication that Mayor John Land did. You have the same charisma that he had. He was quite the proper gentleman, but he could get down with the best of them too, and he was a lot of fun. So, Mayor, I just want to say that it's an honor, I think, for our city, for you to represent us as you do, not only in Broward, but at the state level as well as the national level that you're always very, very involved in, and to bring back everything that you bring back to our city is really commendable. But just the fact that wherever you kind of go, people say, oh, I know Pembroke Pines. Oh, I know, wait, that's Mayor Frank. So I have to tell you, thank you, Mayor, for your 25 years. And there was probably a little bit more than that when you were just involved doing stuff. But as elected, 25 years. And I'm very proud that you were honored tonight. And Shawanda, thank you for coming, and the league for coming. But folks, everybody listening out there, we really do have a gem in this mayor. So be very proud of what he's done.
Thank you, thank you. Mayor, thank you.
Mayor
Mr. Schwartz?
25 continuous years of public service. That speaks volumes to the people who love you, not only here in the city of Pembroke Pines, but as Commissioner Seipel said, in the state of Florida. When I have gone to the Florida League events, there's something about when you have the biggest cheerleader for your city, you love them, right? But when people feed off of that energy and they want to bring that energy back to their community, that's just pure leadership. And you know, believe it or not, Frank Ortis is a very humble person. And I will tell you that Pembroke Pines is blessed to have the passion that you have, and it's really about heart. This man will fight for his community. He will protect his community with honor and integrity. Man, it's just been a pleasure serving with you to see what real leadership looks like. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, thank you. Okay,
Yes.
Vice Mayor?
You knew you couldn't let it go, right? So I too want to say, you know, very much from my heart, congratulations. I know you're being awarded for 25 years of service with the city, but please let us not forget the other 25 years beyond the 25 years you served the city of serving others and helping others' lives be in a better place. You have a great history. I only hope that if you ever get a chance to stop by the Mayor's Cafe, which will one day be franchised, and have an opportunity and look at his wall of honor and speak to him about some of the great people that he has met and some of the great people that he has mentored. You will be amazed and truly entertained and have a deeper understanding of really the person that you are and what you mean to this city. And again, congratulations. And
Thank you.
And I just want to say one other thing, if I may, to Shawanda. Are you from Tallahassee?
I'm in Orlando.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for coming down and sharing.
We're going for his daughter's wedding in Tallahassee in January. Well, thank you, Vice Mayor. Thank you all. Let me just say, I am so proud, so honored, but you can't do it without a great, great commission or the residents who have supported me all these years. We have the best staff of any city. And when we get the credit, they do all the work. We just go there and cut the ribbon, but they've done all the work. Our heroes, our first responders, are the best. You know a lot of cities, but we have the best. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm proud to say that. So thank you for your kind words. Appreciate that. Thank you, Sheriff. Just another one.
Yeah, just another one.
Oh.
You know, we don't have enough.
Oh.
Perfect.
All right, this is another proclamation I'm very, very proud to present, and it's to a person I've known for a long time. His name is Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan has been appointed and served our board, the Board of Adjustment, for a number of years. And he's also a drainage district commissioner, so he has a lot of hats that he wears. But Jim, we've had our pleasure of knowing you all these years and for your work, so we wanted to award you with a proclamation. No. Okay, and it says James Ryan. Whereas James Ryan, Jim, was born in Brooklyn, New York, the youngest of the boys on March 18th, 1941. You are old.
I know.
Yeah. The story goes, he was born at home on St. Patrick's Day, but the doctor came the next morning to fill out the birth certificate. This story could not be Blarney. However, Jim's birthday is always celebrated on St. Patty's Day. And whereas Jim and his wife's right here, Cupcake, and Mary Ann were married in October 1962. They have 2 children, James and Carolyn, along with 4 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. And whereas Jim and Mary Ann arrived in Pembroke Pines in July of 1969, courtesy of Eastern Airlines, which I remember very well, and Jim's employer for more than 28 years. After Easton's demise, he worked for Carnival Airlines, Rich International Airlines, and Pan American Airlines, more than 35 years in aviation. And whereas after Jim's aviation career, he worked for the City of Hollywood as a parking enforcement specialist for 5 years. And whereas Jim recently announced his resignation from the City Board of Adjustment, where he served as a member since the early 1970s, except for a short period with the city's Planning and Zoning Board, he served with dedication and distinction, and these years of service have been marked by exemplary leadership and the vital accomplishments of these boards. And whereas Jim currently serves as a commissioner of the South Broward Drainage District, and whereas Jim and his family, longtime Pembroke Pines pioneer family, who have contributed greatly to our community. Now therefore, I, Frank C. Orders, Mayor of the City of Pembroke Pines, on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby extend my sincere appreciation to you, Jim, for the years of dedicated service to the City of Pembroke Pines. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Commissioners. You know, my service to the city and my wife's service and my son's service has been an honor and a privilege for us to be able to come to this fair city in 1969 and see it grow and grow to what it is today. My children grew up here. I say we've grown up here. And I'm just so very proud of Pembroke Pines. And of course, you, Mayor, and the City Commissioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Let's have a picture.
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Who is that?
Mr. Mayor?
The Vice Mayor has something to say? Shh. Vice Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Jim, I'm sorry I got to speak. You know, I've known you for quite some time, and I've learned a great deal with you. I've sat with you on the South Broward Drainage District, and what's impressive is how you manage all those very, very important issues. For all your years of service, I do congratulate you, but I do want to give, and I think we should all give special thanks to Mary Ann. Mary Ann, we are giving you special thanks, and because you have allowed and sacrificed and allowed us to have Jim for all these years, because we know he probably brought home enough with him to keep you. We thank you for allowing us to have Jim for all these years. Thank you. Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Jim.
Hi there.
Jim was my appointee when I was first elected a good number of years ago to the Board of Adjustment, and I want to thank you for that and for your leadership. You've been the chair, I think, every year since you've been there, and it's a difficult board sometimes to be on. You've got to make those decisions, and I will say that you have always done it with the right mindset, with the right heart set, and with the facts, and have done the right thing for our residents. And Mary Ann, I know that you and I've had some conversations from time to time, and have said, oh, Jim's got a meeting tonight. That's great. That he was always busy, and so we want to thank you again for putting up and allowing him to be ours for the while that he was doing his board. So, but Jim, thank you again, and I still remember a story that you told me a long time ago about something at an election time and something about some flyers flying out of an airplane. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure that I wanted to know all the details, but I heard it was a pretty good story to tell, so, but Jim, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Schwartz?
Thank you, and that would be a violation of FAR. No, I won't even get into that for you, Jim, but, you know, this city was founded, in a village where the Ryans decided to have their first home. And then, as the city progressed, they made Pembroke Lakes their home. The Ryan family, because of their work, allowed the city to become my home. And it's that passing of the torch, always a beacon of light, always a beacon of knowledge, friendship, and most importantly, honesty. You know, when you get that call from Jim Ryan, you know you're going to get that call. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no sugarcoating it. And, you know, I take a look at Mayor Ortiz and Jim Ryan, and these guys actually worked together before they were even elected officials. At Eastern Airlines. I mean, they go back back in the heyday, right? There's a lot of history, and Jim, even though you may not be up here volunteering, you know that you're always welcome, you know, to do whatever is necessary. And again, the Ryan family, thank you for all that you do. God bless you all.
Thank you. Well, I recognize Vance Armstrong as well, and Rosie LeMay. Okay, we want to take one more picture, I'm told. One family. Oh, let me out? I'll be part of the family.
Goodbye, Shwanda. Goodbye, Shwanda.
What are my two great-grandchildren?
I think they're pretty great.
On three. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Beautiful. Congratulations. Well done, Jim.
Thought we'd see that dance move tonight, though.
There you go. All right, that was all good stuff.
That was very good, Mayor.
Thank you for all your kind words. All right.
Shawanda said goodbye to everybody. She had to go.
Okay. All right, any announcement of items to be pulled from the agenda, City Clerk?
No items, Mayor.
All right, how about items at the request of the public?
There was an item at the request of the public. Mr. Charles Rather would like to address the commission.
All right, Mr. River, come up here to the podium. Need you to speak into the mic with your name and address, please.
There you go. Yes, my name is Charles Rather, 11819 Southwest 13th Court, here in Pembroke Pines. I am a resident of Pembroke Pines and one that is appreciative of all the work that the commission's done and how it reflects in the community. We've been here maybe not too long, but we do enjoy it very much. But I have to express, or it's maybe difficult to express maybe the outrage and surprise that I got, and I think other people in our neighborhood and maybe throughout the city, when a few weeks ago we got a letter saying that they were canceling the recycling program as of January 1st. I'm sure the commission spent time reviewing this issue. I personally have to admit I wasn't involved, or I'm not aware as to the background and what deliberations went into that decision. I'm sure everybody and the commission tried to make a decision that they thought was in the best interest of everybody. But I have to say, on behalf of myself, my family, and certainly other neighbors of ours, that we can and should do better as a community. I understand that from what was the information that was in the letter that was sent around, that if we were to continue on the path we currently were on, it would entail, you know, additional costs per household. I think maybe $10 a month. That was indicated in the materials. I don't think anybody's interested in paying an extra $120 if they don't have to over the course of a year. But given the long-term impacts of not recycling, I think that cost is relatively small. I think you know, you as a commission deal with additional expenses that come up each year, budgetary items, increased salaries for public service workers, police department, maybe problems that come up in the schools that might not be performing. But the solution to those cases is never just to close those, programs down. We can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And I think as a community, and certainly what we heard about your service, Mayor Frank, today, and the rest of the commissioners, I would implore you to use that experience and leadership you have to work with the community to try to come up with a solution. And I hope, I believe there's a sliver of a ray of hope maybe in the letter that was sent around that indicated that possibly this is a short-term decision, maybe that the commission is going to work with the county or maybe other, recycling operators or something, waste management or something, to try to come up with an alternative. Because again, we're in the 21st century. I don't think a day goes by when people don't talk about, the radical weather changes, drought out west, hurricanes, changes in the polar ice caps. I'm sure Pembroke Pines is just a drop in the ocean compared to, what's going on globally, but we all have to act locally, I think, in order to, make a positive impact. So I would implore the commission to reconsider this, or at least share, if not today, or how we as a community can provide either input or support to the commission to review this decision and see what better long-term decision we could come to, going forward.
Okay. Well, thank you for your comments. We appreciate that.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. We're going on to board appointments.
Yes, Mayor.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes, Mayor. It's my pleasure to announce a board appointment that I am appointing Mr. Carlos Brito to the Board of Adjustment for District 3. His paperwork is on your on the dais for you all to have, and I apologize that it was not a little bit sooner, but I was trying to act upon the new chair of the Board of Adjustment, Mr. Rodriguez Soto, was at our last meeting, and in fact asked that if we had open positions, that we try to fill them quickly so that they could have a quorum and could actually then have an election for their officers and be able to perform their duties as a board. So when I spoke with Mr. Brito about this position, he was very much interested and was able to get his paperwork together. So Mr. Brito is here tonight. If you would like to come up, sir, and introduce yourself and maybe say a little something about yourself.
Good evening. How are you? Just push that button and just say your name and your address, please.
Good evening. Yeah, it's funny.
Name and
work
address.
for Eastern Airlines.
Name and address.
Oh, name, Carlos Brito, 16157 Northwest 15th Street.
Great.
I saw Mr., what was his name?
Ryan.
Big shoes to fill is what I can say. I can only tell you that it was funny because you worked for Eastern Airlines, he worked for Eastern Airlines, I worked for Eastern Credit Union.
I was a member.
He lived here in 69. I was born in 69. I guess I'm dating myself.
Me too.
Now. Iris, thank you so much for considering me. This is something new for me, but I've always wanted to be more involved in the city that I love. I've been living here for 14 years. I lived here for a year and moved out, and I loved it so much I came back. And I'm one that likes challenges. I'm the one that likes to dive into something new and always see if I can excel at it. So I'm grateful for the opportunity.
Well, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think we have a good addition to our board, and I look forward to. We watch the boards, and if you have questions, you certainly can speak to any. Mr. Dodge can get you hooked up with if you have questions about the actual board and more than what we've discussed already.
Okay.
So,
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
All right. We've got on the consent agenda items 1 through 14. What is your pleasure?
I want to pull 6B, as in Bravo, 6B.
6B, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Schwartz. Sorry, Commissioner Seipel.
Number 2, Mayor.
Number 2, Seipel, okay. Any others?
I'm sorry, you pulled 6B?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, number 7.
7, Vice Mayor.
And number 10.
10?
10.
10. All right. Any others? All right, hearing none, I'll take a motion to approve items 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm sorry, 6, A, B, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
So moved.
Moved by Commissioner Schwartz,
Second.
second by Commissioner Seipel. City Clerk?
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. Okay, item 1, let me see where I am. Item 2, Commissioner Seipel.
Motion to award IFB number PSPW-21-
Your microphone, Commissioner, please. Your mic.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Motion to award IFB number PSPW-21-03, parking lot modifications at various charter schools to the most responsible bidder, Calix Construction and Development, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $654,824.23, which includes an owner's contingency in the amount of $59,529.48.
There a second? Second by Commissioner Schwartz. Go ahead, Commissioner Seipel.
Yes, Mayor. I was glad to see this, and I did clarify with City Manager that this would also include the work that we had proposed to do at the West Charter to help with the traffic flow out there, how we were sort of redesigning the on-site traffic. And he did say that it is a couple campuses, but specifically it is for that project that we all have given our consent to. So that's it, Mayor. Just make sure that's included.
Further questions, item 2? Hearing none, City Clerk, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, we're on item 6B, Commissioner Schwartz.
Thank you. City Attorney, how would I actually read that? There's a description of what B is and then B itself. I don't want to.
City Attorney, would you read the item?
I can, for the record. Item 6B is under the agenda reference is 21-1107. It's a motion to approve the department recommendations for the following items listed on the contracts database report. And the sub-item which is being requested for consideration by the Commissioner is item number B, Ford and Associates, referenced as the financial advisory services for debt management.
So I'll move
Okay,
that.
Vice Mayor, Commissioner Schwartz?
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. Mayor, this is a professional services contract, and given the intricacies and performance of the contractor in the best interest of the city, I'd like to make a motion to direct the city manager to
There's a motion on the floor. You want to make an amendment?
yeah, the amendment, to direct the city manager to work with Ford and Associates to bring back a contract with term and fee to be worked out by the administration and be brought back to the commission for approval.
Is there a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Second, Commissioner Seipel. Discussion on the amendment. Hearing none, call the roll on the amendment, please.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, now we're on the item as amended, item 6. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 7, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Item 7, motion to approve the water and sewer service agreement as submitted by Vital Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, DBA Bang Energy LLC, Bang Energy, on behalf of Sheridan Real Estate Investments, A, LLC, to provide utility services and to amend the service amount passed by Commission on December 9th, 2020, to an amount not to exceed 49,260 gallons per day of water and 22,608 gallons per day of sewer, and to rescind the request of 1,337,986 gallons per day of water, eliminating any city consumptive use CUP permit concerns.
Second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Seipel. Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I just wanted to ask, the first question is, why was there a change from the over 1 million gallons a day?
City Manager?
I would like Mr. Cooper, is he still here?
No, I didn't see him.
Oh, there he is, he's hiding.
Oh, behind there.
To address this and the discussions with Bang, if he'd come forward, please.
Mr. Cooper?
John Cooper, Utility Director, good evening. Sir, I would like to ask the representatives from the Bang organization that are here this evening. We don't have that type of information. So if they are here, can they come forward?
They're there. To your left.
Mr. Mayor, just for the record, the folks that are coming to the, or the person coming to the podium is legal counsel for Bang at their local office. Matt Davidson, who is the general counsel, was not able to be here this evening, and I believe Ms. Bello is here on behalf of the client to make the presentation should there be questions asked by the Mayor and Commission.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Annabella Bello on behalf of BPX.
Thank you.
The reason for the change is because previously we were planning on handling all of our production at the location here in Pembroke Pines. However, since then we've acquired new facilities in Arizona and Georgia. So some manufacturing that would have taken place here will now be taking place there. So we will no longer need those amounts and capacities for sewage and water.
Vice Mayor?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So is there still the intention then to have an on-site RO production facility?
Mr. Cooper?
May I?
Yes,
Thank you.
please go ahead.
Sir, my understanding of their process is that they will have an on-site RO, but for a much smaller amount than we had originally envisioned.
Okay, so in the backup, it looked like the RO production was probably over $1 million. I mean, 1 million gallons per day. I think that's what the rated capacity of the RO plant was.
Sir, I think that it's more along the lines of 20 or 30,000 gallons a day. Perhaps you may be looking at the previous.
No, I was looking at the previous. And so
Okay.
you're saying that the on-site RO production is going to be rated at 20,000 gallons a day?
My understanding, sir, from the data they provided is that they take our water and they run it through RO for their purposes.
Oh, okay. So so they don't need a use permit from the South Florida Water Management?
No, sir. They're going to take our water, they're going to do their thing to it. They'll take the products and bottle them and so forth, and then the sewer goes to our sewer.
Okay, because I also thought I read something about for the reject water. So if they're using an RO on our water, what is the reject rate on that?
About 10%.
And that reject goes back into the sewer system? It's not a deep well injection?
Very good, sir. Good questions. The project will have a wastewater pre-treatment system to take that. All of their water waste that does not meet the definition of sanitary sewer will go through a pre-treatment system before it hits the city sewer. They'll have a private treatment plant.
Okay, so thank you for that information. It's a little bit more clear now. So if they're not withdrawing water independent from the city system, then there's no need to worry about a true RO process, call it, and a true reject.
That's correct. It's all internal to their building.
And if they had a failure, how would my concern was if there was a failure on an on-site system, how then, because I didn't read anything in the contract that would have allowed us or allowed for an emergency delivery of water or an emergency receipt of wastewater. So there's no possibility for that.
Well, sir, I'm going to take the black box approach, that it's their black box. We have water in, they have wastewater out. And what happens in their black box is their responsibility.
Okay. I'm good. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right,
Mr. Mayor, if I can just hasten
Go
to
ahead,
add for the
City
record
Attorney.
quickly, the document before you has been vetted for about a year now, since last December. You may remember having the commission review the matter, with great thanks to Mr. Cooper and Mr. Thompson and others from the department, and Mr. Werbs having assisted us. This document is now providing a service. It's not a reservation contract. As you may remember, last December, there was a discussion about the reservation of future capacity. It's not what this is. This is a strict, clear, service-related agreement which has a cap, and to the extent that there will be a need in the future for a potential for additional capacity, they'd have to come back to the commission and request it under that contract in your code of ordinances. I thank Mr. Cooper and his professional staff for all their efforts that went into this discussion, and Mr. Gonzalez for having been engaged in all these discussions. And this product is theirs, so I thank you for that.
thank you, Vice Mayor, thank you. Just want to thank Bang for bringing in all those people to our city. We certainly appreciate that. Okay, call a roll, please, City Clerk.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Seifel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 10, Vice Mayor.
Item 10, motion to approve the findings and recommendations of the Evaluation Committee and to award RFP number FN-21-01, independent review of the annual energy saving project measurement and verification reports to Energy Resource Integration LLC, and to direct the city manager to negotiate a contract for services.
There's a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Seifel. Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Yes, thank you. I just had a couple questions. The M&V, or the measurement and verification, how many years is that for, and what is the annual cost for that?
City Manager?
This was handled by Lisa Chung. She's not here, but her deputy Wilbur is here. Do you want to address that for us, please?
How are you tonight? Just push that button there to speak,
Button.
and just your name.
Wilbert Santos, Deputy Finance Director, on behalf of Lisa.
Okay, did you hear the
Yes, sir,
question?
question, please?
Yes, the question was how many years is the measurement and verification, and how much is it on an annual basis?
So far, we have 5 reports, 2 contractors that are submitting reports to us annually, and so far they have submitted 5 reports on each contractor. So this vendor that we are recommending to do the review, independent review, will be reviewing 10 reports.
What is that? How many years going forward is? So they're just reviewing.
This is the M and the.
If I may,
Yes, sure.
let me just back up.
Sorry.
Maybe the services that we're looking for, is that just to review what's currently been done, or is that to review throughout the course of the performance guarantee?
Review the current report and the past 4 years report.
Nothing forward?
Nothing forward, yes, sir.
Okay. And then just a real quick question, why are we doing this?
It's for the accountability of it. There was a formula when we awarded, this actually is for all of our charter schools, when we went in and we went out for bid for this process, where the vendor actually replaced roofs, they put in air conditioners, they did all kind of energy things. We had a different vendor for the senior center. There was a condition that it would cost us no more money than what we currently pay in energy charges and what it would cost us to repair all of these. We're going in there now based upon the fact it was based at a time certain what our budget was for energy costs to make a comparison. What they did, is that accurate? Did we get those savings, and is it costing us any more? And the finance director felt it was very important that we have someone to go in and do this work for us.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any discussion, further discussion? Call a roll, City Clerk.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you very much. We're on item 15, City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. If you will, item number 15 is as follows. There's a motion to adopt proposed ordinance number 2021-22 on second and final reading with a public hearing associated with that, Mr. Mayor. It is an ordinance of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, pursuant to Section 8.03 of the City of Pembroke Pines Charter, authorizing the sale of approximately .13 acres of unimproved real property, generally located on US 27 and south of Sheridan Street, to OMSAKTHI Trust LLC, subject to the terms and conditions as set forth in the purchase and sale agreement attached hereto as Exhibit A and incorporated herein by reference, authorizing the proper city officials to execute all necessary documents, providing for conflicts, severability, and providing for an effective date. Item number 15, 2021-22. Thank you.
Is there a motion? Motion by Commissioner Seipel, second? Second. Second by Commissioner Castillo. Discussion. Vice Mayor, you have discussion? All right. Mr. Sam, did you want to
if you will,
say
Mayor,
a couple words?
Mayor, yeah, I know, it's coming. Staff will approach the podium through Mr. Sam, and as you see on the notes in the agenda, based upon some additional information, this will be deferred for a second reading.
Mike Sam, Planning and Economic Development Director. I just wanted to make sure the record was clear. This item will be deferred till January 12th and heard on the record on January 12th for final reading and adoption.
Very good. All right, call the rules, City Clerk, please.
And that's on the deferral, Mr. Mayor, to confirm the notation as a matter of public.
So is that a motion?
Correct.
Does a motion need to be made to defer?
Defer to a
Yeah, I
time.
make the motion
To a time certain. Thank you.
to the next meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Hold on.
Mr. Vice Mayor.
All right, we have a motion to defer to a time certain,
Second.
which is what?
January 12th.
All right, there's a second by Commissioner Seipel. All in favor of the deferral, please call a roll, please.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, thank you. Item 16, City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. Commissioner number 16 for the record is the proposed ordinance number 2021-26, which is an ordinance of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, amending Chapter 30 of the city's Code of Ordinances entitled Meetings by specifically amending Section 30.15 entitled Agenda, establishing a category entitled Commission Auditor Report on the agenda for each regular meeting of the City Commission, providing for reports by the Commission Auditor, providing for codification, providing for conflicts, severability, and providing for effective date. Second and final public hearing, Mayor.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Schwartz. There's a second.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Seipel. Discussion? Call a roll, please.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yeah.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
I don't have that number, the permanent reference, but the clerk will read it into the record as appropriate, Mayor.
All right, first reading ordinance is 17, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Number 17 for the record is a motion to pass proposed ordinance number 2021-29 on first reading. Reads as follows. It is an ordinance of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, amending the City of Pembroke Pines Comprehensive Plan by providing a text amendment, adopting and incorporating a property rights adoption element, providing for a transmittal of certified copies of this ordinance and transmission of the property rights adoption element to the State of Florida, Department of Economic Opportunity, and any other interested governmental entities, directing the city manager and all appropriate members of the city administration to take all action necessary to effectuate the intent of this ordinance, providing for conflicts, severability, and providing for an effective date. Item 17, 2021-29. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Motion? Moved by Commissioner Schwartz. There's a second?
Second.
Second by the Vice Mayor. Discussion? Yes. Commissioner Castillo.
Can we have an explanation of why this is necessary?
Mr. Dodge or Mr. Sam?
Is it a requirement of someone, or
Mr. Sam?
was this our idea? Why are we doing this?
Mike Sam, Director of Planning and Economic Development. The Florida Legislature is requiring that the property rights element be included in cities' comprehensive plans. The items are listed in the backup, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know we need to make a correction to Exhibit A. We have it in there as number 4, but the property rights element really is a requirement now for comp plans. We cannot approve land use plan amendments submitted after, I think it's July 1, without having this element adopted in our comprehensive plan.
Mr. City Attorney, I read 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is there anything new about 1, 2, 3, and 4 that doesn't currently exist in terms of property rights for landowners?
City Attorney?
Mr. Mayor, the answer is not really from the standpoint of public record discussion. Those 4 items, and we simplified, that is the professional staff here, looked at all the various other ordinances statewide and looked at the most simplified version by embracing the statute as required. And to that extent, there's nothing that this city has done or will do to violate those rights. It simply replicates what we're already doing, but the statute requires that it be promulgated in an actual ordinance to get it to pass.
So,
And included in the comprehensive plan.
and included in the comprehensive plan, yes. So whether the legislature had acted to require this of cities, the land use rights or the land property rights of landowners would remain exactly the same either way. There's nothing new about this, that there are no new property rights that are created by this. All of the property rights they had before, they have now, except we also have this inclusion in our comp plan. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So this is I want to say this respectfully. So this is an elaborate waste of time?
If I may respond, Mr. Mayor.
Please, City Attorney.
I say it in the nicest kind of way. I think somebody's ox got gored somewhere statewide, and they decided to place this as an obligation and a preemption issue to local government.
See,
one question.
That's a perfect example of the state of Florida putting forward an arbitrary statute. It imposes a responsibility on local government without any need. And that's why I think the same rules that apply coming down from them, and they will pass that statute, should also apply to them. Thank you.
Okay. Further discussion? Call a roll, please.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Seifel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And let me add that the legislative session starts in January. There are already bills being proposed that are very, very, very detrimental to cities. So I'm going to ask our city commissioners to be alert when we ask you to contact your legislator for a no vote or a yes vote. Please comply. It's going to be a real swing year, and elections are around the corner, so we don't know what's going to happen. Item 18, sir.
For the record, Mayor and Commission, item number 17 will be heard in second and final review at some future moment, probably in March.
Very good.
Just because it requires review by other parties, as they say. 18 for the record, Mayor and Commission, is as follows. This motion to pass proposed ordinance number 2021-30 on first reading. It is an ordinance of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, amending Chapter 155, which is the Land Development Code of the City of Pembroke Pines, by amending Section 155.401 entitled Zoning Map to amend the city zoning district map to rezone an approximate 2-acre parcel of land generally located on the southeast corner of Pines Boulevard and 72nd Avenue, as more particularly described in Exhibit A. Rezoning from the current zoning of A, referenced as agricultural, to B3, referenced as general business, providing for codification conflicts, severability, and finally providing for an effective date. It is item number 18, 2021-30 on the floor for consideration. Thank you.
All right, motion?
So moved.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, second by Commissioner Schwartz. Vice Mayor, you want to make any comments since your district?
I fully support what is being done there. I think the church has found a great solution to how they can continue to serve this community, and I just think it's a very creative and a great idea.
Thanks all that made it happen. Okay, call a roll, please, on item 18.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Seifel?
Yes.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And Mayor and Commission, this will actually be heard in the second and final public hearing on February the 2nd in the chambers.
Thank you, sir. Item 19.
Thank you, Mayor and Commission. Item number 19 is a resolution. It's a motion to adopt proposed resolution number 2021-R58, which is in fact a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Pembroke Pines, Florida, approving the program year 2020 Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report. That's the CAPER, previously heard in the public hearing at the beginning of the meeting. for community development block grant programs, providing for recordation, providing for conflict severability, and providing for an effective date. Thank you.
Moved by Commissioner Castillo, second by Commissioner Seipel. Discussion. Hearing none, call the roll.
Commissioner Castillo?
Yes.
Commissioner Seipel?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Good?
Yes.
Commissioner Schwartz?
Yes.
Mayor Ordus?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And there will be a permanent number assigned as soon as we get it for the record, Mayor and Commission.
Thank you. Commissioner Seipel, you have anything on the lead?
Yes, excuse me, yes, Mayor. They had their holiday parties and they're going forward, but the big conversation is what you just mentioned, Mayor, legislative week coming up and all of the actions that are gonna be taken and how the league is going to, both the Broward and the Florida League, continue to provide and communicate well with all of its members on exactly what's happening and up to date of where and who to contact and just asking for a lot of help that way. I mean, this is our time to take action when things are starting to roll. So I think that's the impetus that I'm getting from the mayor, is that they want to communicate well on all of the legislation that's being proposed, and you know, try to give understanding and direction of each of those issues and the effects that it has. I know, again, there's a big impetus on protecting home rule, and there are a lot of legislative proposal bills where, you know, when you vote no, it really means yes, kind of a thing, and yes really means no. So the language part of it, I think that's what they're trying to really bring forward, is how they're going to communicate to everyone for us to be able to share out with our residents as well what those certain bills mean, and does yes really mean yes, and what effects it has. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Manager?
No items, Mayor.
City Attorney?
No items, Mayor.
Thank you all. We have a wonderful holiday. Stay safe, be cheerful.
Happy
Merry Christmas,
holidays,
Happy
Happy
Healthy
New Year.
everyone.
Thanks for those kind words.